Hey, what's going on? Coach Chris, Team Criticalbench. I am head strength coach here at Criticalbench. And in our Criticalbench compound, I wanted to go over the finer points of a plate-loaded row, or T-bar row, as you may know it. T-bar, it's named that based on the fact that it looks like a T, right? You got the handles that come out here and the bar going down. Okay, T-bar row. The T-bar row is a terrific, one of my favorite back exercises besides obviously pull-ups, bent over barbell rows and dumbbell rows. I mean, this is right there. You can use a really nice amount of weight on this, really push yourself with heavy loads in a relatively safe manner, because you are taking the strain or the stress off the lower back area that you find with a bent over barbell row. Much like kind of like a dumbbell row where you're kneeling on a bench, where you're kind of supporting the back, so you can really kind of push yourself with heavier loads without, maybe that thought in the back of your mind, man, I have a weak lower back, or this might bug my back, or I might tweak my back with this. We've all been there. If you've been working out for a period of years, you know what it's like to strain your lower back. So, T-bar row, this is definitely a great apparatus. Now, first when you get up here, obviously you're laying on your chest, okay? Your knees are slightly bent, much like just about every exercise that you're doing at the gym. Going like locked legs on anything usually isn't that productive. So you want to assume a pretty strong stance so that you're really driving your feet down into the foot pedal area. Okay, knees are slightly bent. Your chest sitting comfortably, like just about maybe just below your belly button, up to the top of your chest, is rested on the pad. We get the weight off. I'll always allow yourself a nice deep stretch on these, and then try to obviously pull all the way through. Drive your elbows back as far as you can. You want max range of motion on this, right? Squeeze it back, stretch it out. Nice clean reps. Okay, get the full extension and rack it back, okay? The way that this can be misused, obviously, anything can be misused. Guys can start to throw their chest off the pad to heave the weight back. So they're using a little bit of that momentum to help get more range of motion with maybe a heavier load, okay? We know what those reps look like. They're not really good looking reps. You want to try and maintain contact with that pad from here to here the whole time. When the weight starts to, when the rep looks like crap, rack the weight. But the great thing is, when you're going heavy, you can really work on this machine till failure. If you just can't pull it, not a big deal. You just extend your arms back out and rack it. So it's really great for training intensely, training with heavy loads. If you're a beginner, you can really go right at this one and really not that much concern for injury or for stressing or straining anything. So what makes the T-bar row also, besides, obviously you're training your back muscles, you're always indirectly or secondarily hitting your arms, your biceps, your forearms, your grip. So that's another great reason for doing this. But it's also the opposing movement from a bench press. So that behooves you to do this exercise because you're creating the foundation for a good bench. Pretty much any good bencher has a very strong back. They do a lot of rowing movements. And so this is, a press looks like this, right? And how's the T-bar row look? Right? So you're mirroring the movement, and obviously the resistance is coming the other the other way. So any time that you can take an exercise and do the exact opposite, like much like, you know, if you want, if you're working biceps, right, you got to balance out your arms by working triceps. I mean, I'm just trying to simplify what I'm talking about, but you're always working the agonist, the opposing muscle group. And so if you want to become a really good presser, you got to become a real good puller. Okay, so a alternative to the T-bar row, or, you know, laying on your chest and doing that supported row, is, say you don't have that piece of equipment available to you, but you have a barbell and you have some plate weight. You still want to do a plate loaded row, but you want something a little different than the typical bent over barbell row. You can do a row like this, which mimics the T-bar motion, okay, where you can anchor it into a cup like this, a little anchoring cup, or you can just wedge your bar into a corner that's secure. It could be a corner of a machine, it could be a corner of a room, something that's obviously, you know, strong enough and durable enough to have a barbell pushed into it, okay? This is a great option for people, or just an alternative movement on your back day. Maybe you even have a T-bar row, but you still want something a little different, because this, you know, this puts a little bit more on the legs. This puts a lot more on the back for you having to support the load yourself, okay? So you're hovering over the bar, athletic stance, strong legs. You take a nice grip on the bar. You know, just hand over hand. You can always alternate which hand's on the top, okay? Get into a good position. So you got that nice spine, and then just pull the weight to the chest. Okay, pretty basic, right? Pretty easy. Put some more weight on there. Okay. This is something where form, technique really comes a little bit more into play. You can get away with sloppier form on a T-bar row machine. When you start going more true free weight exercise like this, you really got to be aware, you got to be focused on what you're doing. Once you start piling some heavy weight on here, if you're starting to round the back, all that load goes right into the lumbar spine, and you could just wreck yourself with one bad rep. So good form, good grip. I'll go the other hand on top this time, right? Switch it up. So I'm almost squatting the weight up off the floor. Strong stance, boom, 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 right into the chest. Now there is a great little handle attachment too. They're not very expensive. We'll probably go ahead and buy one ourselves just to have it. You just slide it right over your Olympic bar. It's got just like a little circular area. It slides down and it has handles on it. And the handles will be positioned right there, right where you'd be grabbing the barbell normally. And it's great just for a different gripping option. If you want to try doing this, plate loaded row as an alternative to your T-bar row. Hey, I hope you found that information helpful on the plate loaded row or T-bar row. One of my favorites. Now, if you like that information, you'll love this. I have a free report for you. It's called the 7 Worst Testosterone Killers. All you gotta do is click this box right here to get this free report. Enter your email, and I will personally send you this awesome free report. Now, if you're on a mobile device, you can't click that box. I get it. Hit that little arrow under the video on your cell phone. It'll open up the video description area. That top link there, you'll see 7 Worst Testosterone Killers. It's www.criticalbench.com/bonus-video. Click that, enter your email, you got that free report. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, leave some comments or questions for us and some other video ideas. We love to hear from everyone watching our channel. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.